Federal Aviation Administration allows for 15 minutes of extra time beyond the flight's scheduled departure before it's considered delayed. However, it's clearly not the case with Nigerian flights. Flight delays, rescheduling and cancellations are now a common feature among Nigerian domestic air carriers, and air passengers are miffed at what some of them describe as the airline's insensitivity. Flight delays are frustrating, costly and a source of rage for the passengers that experience them. Flight delays cause problems for travelers as they interfere with scheduled events. A delay on the first leg of a trip can cost the flyer his reservation on subsequent flights and prevent him from reaching his destination on time. Air travel is one of the most important aspects of international commerce, and flight delays cost the aviation industry billions of dollars every year.
Everybody has experienced flight delays in Nigeria. Of course, it's a trend, it's a norm. Unfortunately, it's not the exception from the norm. It is the norm that flights will be delayed, and if a flight is, there are times you're even running to the airport and you're running late and you're praying for your flight to be delayed. But like that is the norm. When you actually have a flight that takes off on time, it's different. It's unfortunate, and we as Nigerians should be able to, we pay for these services, we pay a high percentage of taxes, traveling through our airport, so we should be able to demand for services,
Flight delays, flight crashes, it's a scary thing, you just got to pray that, that you're safe, basically. Because for me, I fly a lot, but every time I get on a plane, I pray because I'm just scared of being in the air for a long period of time. So, yeah.
What do you think is the cost in Nigeria, basically?
It's a lot. First of all, the airport situation where you have to go through like 10 different people who are checking your bags. If they have more of a systematic process of, you checking at the, the counter and go through one security and then to your gate, that will be, more efficient. But instead, you got to go through like 10 different people just to get to your gate. So some people miss, their flights, or, other situations may arise.
I came into Lagos on Friday through Arik flight, and then the flight was supposed to be for 5 p.m. but was delayed till like 6:30 p.m. That's like 1 hour, 30 minutes.
What do you think causes it anyway?
Well, no, we haven't told anything. So yes, we don't know the cause. They just ask us to hold on.
Yeah, I have. I did experience a flight delay day before yesterday on Thursday. My flight was cancelled eventually after I waited for a long time. So once, I've experienced that once.
How has that affected you?
Well, I was supposed to be here for a colleague's burial and I was not able to be there on time. So that affected me. I had to shift back and wait till the next day before I was able to travel.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I think there was once I was going to the UK and we had to take a connecting flight to Italy. Yeah, and we spent, it was supposed to be a 2-hour stopover, but we spent 11. Yeah, at the airport. So, it's always happening, even in Nigeria here. Unfortunately, you have situations where, sometimes you get there and they tell you the flight has been delayed and, you'll be waiting for like 6-7 hours just for a 30-minute journey. It's crazy, it's frustrating, and most of the clients sometimes get irritated because, artists have this thing about coming late for events and stuff, and they don't realize that it's not the fault of the artist. Sometimes it's just the transportation system when it comes to airlines and stuff, not getting their stuff right.
That's just a normal thing. I mean, I actually used to want to be a pilot. Yes, so I have a lot of interest in aviation, and I understand what can lead to a flight delay. Sometimes it's not something that is desired or that the airlines deliberately do. It might be weather, it might be congestion. There are a lot of things that can lead to a flight delay. So I'm a little more compassionate. I'm a little more tolerant. That's the word, yeah. I tolerate the airlines a little bit more because I understand what they might be going through. But there's some cases where it's just bad service, and I've seen that as well, where it's just bad service and you just want to strangle someone.
That is so bad in Nigeria. Flight delays, I hate that. We were to go leave Abuja at 5 o'clock. I was at the airport 3:45, and we got on a queue because you're supposed to be at the airport like 2 hours or an hour before takeoff, since it's a local flight, an hour in short. And there was this long queue, and I had to go and ask them, hey, is this for Lagos or that? No, just join the queue. And I felt, one, that was rude because we were supposed to have like different channels checking in people. And then it happened when we got to our part, and I said, are you sure we're going to leave Lagos for 5 o'clock? Because my colleagues had told me that they left Abuja at 7. Guess when we left Abuja? We left Abuja at around 8 o'clock. No explanation was made, and we got in here. In different countries, they will keep on announcing, apologizing, and saying why the delays are happening. Well, I told my colleague that we came on with, I said, I'm sure it was our plane that went to Kano. Because as soon as we got up, after checking in and getting our stuff, we heard them calling for people going to Kano, and it was an Arik flight. And I said, who knows? That might have been our flight, but we don't know why they do that, because I think it's disheartening, and they owe it to the people, to the passengers, because we're the ones that make them roll, because it's our money we pay. Yes, and I think they should do something about that.
Flight delays is the craziest thing in Nigeria. In country, this is what they do to you. You get to some airliners a few minutes later than they started boarding. I mean, they've not started boarding anyway, just checking in. And they tell you you're late. And you got to pay some no-show fee, or you lost your ticket if it's a promo ticket. But then, when it's the other way around and they are canceling your flight, or they are like giving you some 5-6 hours delay, they don't even give you any apology. It's crazy, and it happens almost all the time. It's not a virus, indeed. It's a virus. It's something that somebody needs to help us out on. And the worst thing is what they do to you when you try to connect an international flight. I've seen many people crying at the airport like babies because the airliners just refuse to get them to where they are supposed to board an international flight, and they miss the whole trip. It's crazy. Something needs to be done about it.
I'm sure every Nigerian somewhere, sometime in their life has experienced flight delays. So yes, I have. I think a number of things. First of all, I think the Ministry of Aviation should look into their coordination and planning. I think we have lack of this poor maintenance system with our aircrafts. I think we're not coordinated so much, so you have air delays. And most recently, the cargo air freight plane that crashed, was just stopped at the runway. These are some unforeseen things. I think that if we begin to look and think outside the box, we can see how to mitigate some of those risks so that people are not just sitting outside the airports and wandering and missing their meetings and times. Yep.
it's just intense, especially in America. Yeah. So sometimes you think it's simple issues like the weather, or sometimes there was this one time there was a bird that got stuck in the propeller engine. That was really funny. I could just imagine the bird's shock when he sees himself thinking, okay, this is the wrong way. This is not where I was planning to go, you know? So yeah, all the time. Can I do this? Will I be sued? Okay. In Nigeria, we were going to Calabar Festival, I think last year, and we had to wait. It was like 8 hours, and then eventually we just thought, you know what, forget it, because obviously it was too late. We were supposed to perform, I think it was on the 11th, and we were there the day before, and we missed our stuff, and it was very intense. Because obviously the organisers of the show were calling us, and it was really, really intense. But we managed to make it on another day anyway, but it was still kind of like, it's unprofessional from their bit for us. But yeah, it's part of life, I guess. Nigeria just moves on with that.
I know all about flight delays, baggage not coming. Even when I was coming to Nigeria, it took 2 days for my bag to come. So I know all about the flight delays. They want to say mechanical error for the plane or weather delays. But really, sometimes the flight attendants might be like, oh, I'm tired. One time that happened to me. I was getting on the plane, the flight attendant said I'm tired, so they left. So we had to wait for another crew to come. So it's like, it's a problem because when you have somewhere to be at a certain time, it can cause big problems when it's delays. But yeah, it's hard, it's tough. It's tough when you have to be at an event at a certain time and people are like, where are you? They think you're lying when they say, oh, the flight was delayed. So that can cause major issues. I know all about it. Now I keep everything in my hand luggage just in case my bags don't come.
You know, it definitely has to get better. You can't just say, oh, it can't be safe all the time. You need to ensure that it is as safe as possible all of the time. So yeah, it definitely has to get better.
Delayed flights, goodness me, I could tell you a story. I was coming from Abuja to Lagos. My flight was supposed to be 9 o'clock in the morning. I got to the airport around 7:38. And let's just say that I had my breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the airport terminal. And I got on the plane. I think we got on the plane around about 8 o'clock. Yeah. Nobody said anything to us. There was no apology, nothing. No, the delay. I mean, even today there was a huge problem with flights. There was a hitch at Heathrow Airport and other airports in the UK with the radar that monitors the landing and takeoff. So they had at least 200 flights were delayed from Heathrow Airport and other airports in the UK. So it does happen. You know, we're in a modern age. A lot of technical things can go wrong. But but the difference is that they kept people informed and they told them what the problem was. And they informed them they were working on the problem. And they informed them that by 6 p.m. the problem should be solved. We don't get that in Nigeria. That's the difference. See, it's not just that it doesn't happen or it can't happen anywhere else. It does happen all over the world. But, you know, you got to respect the passenger, respect the people who are traveling. That's what it is. Airlines here disregard us because they assume that, what are you going to do? You're going to walk? You're going to drive? You're going to walk to, Abuja? You're going to get on a flight? You're going to get on a plane? So we have to understand that it's all about service. You know, we need to have more airlines that are serious. You know, there are airlines that, we understand the difficulties in the aviation industry with the way things are working. But you see, if you start with little things, looking after the little person, us, we're the passengers, but we're the ones who make that money for you. You've got to respect us and help and listen to us, and then respect who we are. Because people could get on a flight, come to 7 o'clock in the morning. You don't know whether that guy's got a meeting for 2 o'clock that afternoon. And at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he's calling, whether it's Lagos or Port Harcourt, to say, listen, I'm delayed here, I can't come. You don't know what you've messed the guy up. So it's very important. In some countries, airlines get sued very regularly. Here, people don't make too much noise. Once in a while, an angry Nigerian will sue. But, you know, but it's just that for airlines, they have to get more serious and get more professional in their approach. Yes, the planes are fine. Now we're getting better planes, but it's also the on-ground service that's as crucial as that flight service. It's important, but where you start from is from that check-in counter.
Despite the tendency most of us might have to judge these domestic Nigerian air carriers in a hurry, We should also take a closer look at some genuine reasons that require these flights to sometimes get delayed or better still cancelled, which are to further save lives, properties, capital investments, general public perception and reputation of the carriers, and the country at large. According to the Bureau of Travel Statistics, many delays are caused by a problem with the air carrier, such as maintenance or crew problems, aircraft cleaning, baggage loading, fueling, among other reasons. Modern planes are safe and can withstand most weather conditions, but storms such as blizzards, hurricanes, and tornadoes will cancel flights. Severe thunderstorms can delay flights, but in most cases, planes are able to fly above the weather. Bad weather in one location may affect flights coming into that area as well as leaving the area, so it can have a ripple effect among many flights. However, the delays and cancellations because of weather are at the discretion of the carrier. Problems with security or mandatory evacuations after an emergency can force passengers to go through security again, thereby causing flight delays. Delays caused by faulty air traffic control equipment or human misuse of equipment also fall under this heading. Air carriers and airports have introduced a number of technologies and methods to reduce flight delays, and these have been met with some measure of success.